DU 2018 Introductory MME question number 2A. Draw in the same graph the regions represented by the following two sets, set S and T. In each case, plot coordinates of all points where the graphs intersect each other or intersect the coordinate axis. Determine if the sets S and T are disjoint. Okay. So first of all, we will look at S. Okay. So we will first look at the boundary points. So S contains all those x, y such that x square plus y square is less than or equal to 25. So if we look at the boundary, it is a circle. Okay. If you look standard equation of a circle with center A comma B and radius R, it is going to be like this. So therefore here the center is 0, 0 and the radius is 5. So therefore if we make the boundary, okay, it is less than or equal to 25. So we will have a point 5 here, 5 comma 0, 0 comma 5. No, this should be minus 5 comma 0, 0 comma 5, and this should be 0 comma minus 5. So we will be having a situation like this for the circle, for the boundary. Now it is given that x square plus y square is less than or equal to 25. So whenever we have less than or equal to sign, we have the boundary of the circle and the interior of the circle. So therefore the region represented by S is going to be this shaded region plus this boundary. So this is RS. Okay. Now if we look at T, so let us try to draw T independently. So this is X and this is Y. So any graph which is of this type, XY equals to A, okay. So it will look like this. So now XY is equal to 12. So X comma Y is positive. So therefore X comma Y are both positive or X comma Y are both negative. Okay. And X into Y should be equal to 12. So that means if X is equal to 1, Y should be 12. If X is 2, Y 2 should be 6. So XY equals to 12 in the first quadrant will look like this. And when both are negative, it is going to look like this. Okay. So this is the graph XY equals to 12. And this is the graph XY equals to 12. Okay. Now notice one thing, that T is never going to intersect the axis. Okay. When X is 0, Y cannot be 12 by 0. So similarly, when Y is 0, X cannot be 12 by 0. So therefore, this set is intersecting the coordinate axis, but this is not intersecting the coordinate axis. So now let us see what kind of intersection these two graphs are going to have. So from now XY is greater than or equal to 12. So we should know what greater than or equal to 12 looks like. So if you look at this particular point 0, 0 and you put 0 into 0, which is not equals to 12. Okay. In fact, it is less than 12. So therefore the region containing the origin will not be included. So therefore my T should be this, inclusive of this boundary. So this is T. Okay. Now we want to find out the point of intersection. So let us see where the boundaries are intersecting. So XY equals to 12. So Y equals to 12 by X. Okay. Let us put this in this equation, the boundary. So X square plus 12 by X square is equal to 25. So we have x4 plus 144 equals to 25x square. So x4 minus 25x square plus 144 equals to 0. So if we factorize this, this is going to be x square minus 9 multiplied by x square minus 16. Okay, this is equal to 0. So here from here we are going to get x equals to plus minus 3 and x equals to plus minus 4. So that means at these particular point we can look for an intersection. Okay. So when x equals to 3, so from here, if x is equal to 3, so we'll get the point 4. So we'll get the point 3 comma 4, or we'll get the point 4 comma 3 from here, or we'll get minus 3 minus 4, or we'll get 3 minus 4 minus 3. So these 4 points we are getting as intersection. And obviously you can see that the boundaries are at 5 over here. So these points should be included. So now let us see how our intersection will look like. So we have this situation. This is 5. This is 5. This is minus 5. This is plus 5. Okay. And then we have, okay, so suppose this is 3 and this is 4 and something like this. This is minus 3 and minus 4. Then this is 3 and this is 4. And then so, and then this is going to be, just wait. So let us plot A. So we will have a situation like this, something like this. We'll have a situation like this. Okay. And we will be having the intersections. So this curve, so these point of intersections, they should be like the 4 points which are mentioned. So one should be 3 comma 4, the other should be 4 comma 3. This is not exactly drawn to scale, and this should be like minus 3 comma minus 4, and this should be like minus 4 comma minus 3. So that is how our intersection will look like, and we are above these and below the circle. So these yellow portions are the intersection of S and T, and S and T are not disjoint because they are intersecting.